electrical energy. Here, let us consider a conductor of two endpoints AB, a conductor of endpoint AB, in which I current is flows from A to B. Then the potential difference, potential at A point is V of A, at potential at B point is V of B. Then the current is flows from A to B. Then the V of A is always greater than V of B. Then the potential difference between A and B is V is equal to V of A minus V of B. This is always greater than 0. In the potential difference between the conductor of ends is V of A minus V of B is always greater than 0. Then in the time interval delta t, in a time interval delta t, the charge will flow from A to B. Then delta Q is equal to I into delta t. I into delta t. Then the potential energy at A point, potential energy at A is U of A is equal to, what do you write? That is delta Q into V of A. Potential energy at B, U of B is equal to delta Q into V of B. Now the change in potential energy delta U is equal to final potential energy minus initial potential energy. Now here final means B point, initial means at A point. What is the potential energies at A, B point and A point? That is delta U is equal to final potential energy means at B point. Delta Q in both terms have same. That's why we write directly V of B minus V of A. Here we can see that delta U is equal to delta Q into V of B minus V of A. V of A minus V of B is greater than 0. That must be V. But V of B minus V of A means it is a less than. That is V is less than 0. That means potential energy is negative. Then we write delta U is equal to minus delta Q into V. It is a less than 0. Because of V is a lesser value, that is minus delta Q is less than 0. Then what is the delta Q? That is delta U is equal to minus I into delta T. I V into delta T. It is less than 0. This is potential energy. Now here, when the current I is flows through the conductor, then the electrons or charges are moved without collision. Then the potential energy is changed, and also kinetic energy is also changed. That means the total energy does not change. Total energy does not change. It does not change means 0. That means change in total energy means change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy is equal to 0. That is delta Ke is equal to minus delta U. That is delta Ke is equal to minus U means minus of delta U. That is minus I into V delta T. Then the kinetic energy is equal to minus into minus plus I into V delta T. This kinetic energy is called as electrical energy. That means the kinetic energy of the charged particles in a conductor is called as electrical energy. This electrical energy is work done by the source of EMF V, maintaining electric current I in a given circuit for a given conductor, then for a given intervals of time, then the work done W is equal to delta W is equal to I V into delta T. That means for a small intervals of time dt, then the work done by the EMF on the conductor is dW. Then we write dW is equal to IV into dt. Now we want the total work done, that is take on integration 0 to W and 0 to T. Then the integral dW is the W. That is integral dt is the T, that is VIT. This is the work done. Now here, according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Then the electrical energy W is equal to, what do you write here? I square RT. Then the I is equal to, what do you write? V by R. Then the electrical energy W is equal to, we substituted here, we got V square by R into T. Here, this is the electrical energy form, three forms. One is W is equal to VIT, W is equal to I square RT, and W is equal to V square by R into T. Now here, the SI unit of electrical energy, SI unit of electrical energy. Here, electrical energy, SI unit of electrical energy is joule. SI unit of electrical energy is joule. Or another form, that is 1 joule is equal to 1 volt, because of by using this form 1 volt, 1 ampere, 1 second. That means joule, electrical energy unit, SI unit joule is defined as 1 ampere current is flows through the conductor for 1 second when applied the potential difference between the conductor is 1 volt. Then that energy becomes as a joule. Electric power. Electric energy supplied per unit time to maintain electric current through the conductor. That means simply we say the rate of work done, the rate of electrical energy is called as a power. Now we know P is equal to, what is the electrical energy? Electrical energy formula, that is VIT by T. T cancel. Then electric power, P is equal to VI. The other form, P is equal to, for Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, we substitute, we get P is equal to I square R. Then another form of power, P is equal to, what we can substitute here, that is V square by R. This is. Now here, a unit of power. SI unit of power is watt. That is 1 watt is equal to 1 W, or 1 watt is equal to. Here by using this form, what you write? 1 volt ampere. 1 volt ampere. Here the electrical power of a circuit is said to be 1 watt. The electrical power of a circuit is said to be 1 watt. If 1 ampere current will flow through the circuit for applied of 1 volt is called 1 watt. That means the watt is a small unit of power. That's why we can use the larger unit of power. That larger unit is the bigger units are kilowatt. 1 kilowatt equal to 10 to the power of 3 watt, or 1 megawatt is equal to 10 to the power of 6 watt. Now the commercial unit of power is horsepower, 1 HP. 1 HP is equal to 746 watts. So very, very important. Now we are going to discuss the commercial unit of electrical energy. Commercial unit of electrical energy. That is commercial unit of electrical energy. We know about that formula, power P is equal to W by T. Then we are simply say about that W is equal to work or energy, electrical energy is equal to, what do you write there? P into T. That means 1 joule is equal to, what did you say? 1 watt a second. 1 watt a second. Now here the electrical energy is consumed by the electrical appliance. It's not to a sufficient of consumed energy is expressed in terms of joule. That's why we can use the other unit that is called a kilowatt hour. Kilowatt hour. This is called as a commercial unit of energy, electrical energy consumed. That means kilowatt hour, 1 kilowatt of power of electrical appliance is works in 1 hour is called as kilowatt hour. That is kilowatt hour. Kilowatt hour is belongs to the unit of energy, because of watt is the power, hour is the time. That means power into time is represented as a work. That is the kilowatt hour is called the unit of energy. Here in the electricity, kilowatt hour is also, we can call that 1 unit of energy consumed. 1 unit. By generally in the electrical bills, how many units of electrical energy is consumed? We will simply say 50 units, 30 units, like that. What is the unit means? Unit means 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1 unit. That is equal to 1 kilowatt hour is belongs to how many joules? Now we can say about that. 1 kilo means 10 kilo. Watt means what is the joule per second into hour. For 1 hour is contains 60 minutes. For 1 minute which contains 60 seconds. That's why 60 minutes into 60 seconds cancel. Then 3600 into 10 to the power of 3 joule. That means 1 kilowatt hour, very important, is equal to 36 into 10 to the power of 5 joules. Now we are going to discuss how to calculate electrical consumed in the electrical appliance. Here, number of units consumed consumed by electrical appliance, electricity, or number of units consumed by the electrical appliance, number of units of electrical energy consumed, that must be is equal to, we can simply say, number of kilowatt hours. Number of kilowatt hours, how to say? That is watt hour by 1000. Watt hour by 1000. That means power into hour by 1000 is a kilowatt hour. That means here now cost of electricity consumed or electrical energy consumed is equal to number of units consumed, number of units of electrical energy consumed into cost of electrical energy per unit. That means 1 unit of 1 kilowatt hour, 1 unit of energy, how much charge will be taken? That means number of kilowatt hour into cost of electrical energy per unit. By using these, the cost of electrical energy consumed we can calculate. This is the number of electrical energy consumed we can calculate by using these very important formulas, these two. Now we are going to Joule's law of heating. Joule's law of heating. Here, whenever current is flowing through the conductor, after some time the conductor will get heated. This effect is known as heating effect of Joule's law. That means what we say, the current is passes through it. After some times the conductor will get heated. That is called as Joule's law. What is the cause of heating? Cause of heating of the current flow, heating. That means here, when we applied the potential difference across the ends of the conductor which contains a large number of free electrons, these electrons are moved towards the positive terminal of a battery. Then these electrons are gain their energy to addition of the thermal energy. Then the way of moving of the charges is collide with the ions or atoms in the conductor. Then to transfer their gained kinetic energy to the ions or atoms, then the ions or atoms are it's a vibrate very large amplitudes, consequent amplitudes. Then the vibration of the ions or atoms is increases. Consequently, the temperature of the conductor is also rises. Due to this, the conductor will get heated. That means when the current is flows through the conductor will get heated. Obviously, the electrical energy is supplied by the EMF V is converted to the heat energy. That means electrical energy is converted to heat energy. That means the relation between work or electrical energy to the heat energy. That is, electrical energy is proportional to the heat energy. That way, what we can say, W is equal to Q by J. W is equal to J into Q, because J is the Joule constant or a mechanical equivalent. Its value is 4.18 Joule per calorie. That means 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 Joule. It's a very important. Here, for example, the heat energy Q is equal to W by J. That means Q is equal to, we know the formulas of electrical energy. W is equal to what? I square RT. R, that is equal to V square by R. That is equal to what we can say, that another form, VIT. Here, that means heat energy is equal to I square RT by J, or V square T by R, V square T by R by J, or VIT by J. That means here the Q is expressed in terms of calorie, and the time it is the value. That means Q is equal to I square RT by J. J is equal to 4.18 in terms of calorie. This is. For example, this heat energy is expressed in terms of Joule. That is, Q is equal to I square RT. It is expressed in terms of Joule. That means the Q and W are expressed in terms of Joule. Then what you write? Q is equal to W. Q is expressed in terms of calorie. W is in terms of expressed Joule. Then Q is equal to W by J. That means we can express the Q is equal to I square RT in terms of Joule, or I square RT by J in terms of calorie. This is the statement of the Joule's law of heating. That means the Joule's law states that when the current carrying the conductor, it produces the heat, is directly proportional to square of current carrying the conductor, and is proportional to a resistance of a conductor, and is proportional to time for which the current flow. This is the Joule's statement. Once again, the current carrying the conductor get heated is directly proportional to square of the current carrying the conductor is proportional to resistance of the conductor, and is proportional to time taken to the flow of current. Then here we can in thermal properties and thermodynamics, we know about that heat energy formulas. That means, one, in thermodynamics, specific heat S is equal to 1 by m into delta Q by delta T. That is, amount of heat is required for a substance of 1 gram substance of a mass to rise the temperature is 1 degree Celsius or 1 degree Kelvin is called as a specific heat. Here what? We are required the amount of heat, rise the temperature. On the time we can use this formula. Then what we say? That is delta Q is equal to ms into delta T. In that, when the heater or electrical appliance or heater or a conductor, current will flow through it. This is dipped in the water or any liquid or any substance. Then the temperature of the substance is rise. On the time we can use this formula. That is, Q is equal to I square RT by J. Because of this is expressed in terms of calorie. That is, ms delta T is equal to I square RT by J. J is the 4.18. That is, how much temperature will be rises? Rise temperature delta T is equal to I square RT. Here T is the time by, we can write 1.48 into ms, where m is the mass of the substance, s is the specific heat of a substance. For example, another one, in that the substance of state will be converted, that means solid to liquid, liquid to gases like. That time we can consider as a latent heat. The latent heat is defined as the amount of heat is required to the substance of a mass or 1 kg, then it is converted to one state to the another state. That is, L is equal to the latent heat, L is equal to Q by L. Then Q is equal to ml. On the time we can write ml is equal to, ml is equal to, that is Q is equal to I square RT by J, RT by 4.18. Because it is expressed in terms of calorie. On the time ml is equal to I square RT by 4.18 J. Here m is the mass of this substance and L is the latent heat by using this form. Here the Joule's law is a irreversible process. Why? Because of when current is passing through it in this direction, it's get heated, but the current direction will be changed, but the conductor cannot be cooled. That's why it is the irreversible process. And Q is proportional to I square. This Joule's law is applicable for both AC and DC currents. Will be same. Now we are going to discuss applications of Joule's law. I like that, very important one, and the problem is also very important. That is the fuse wire. Here the fuse wire generally prepared from a lead alloy, a thin lead alloy. That is, tin is 36% in the alloy and 37% is of lead. Here, these fuse wire have high resistivity and low melting point. Then the resistance of the fuse wire is R. Then R is equal to rho L by pi R square. Here L is the length of a fuse wire. It is the length of a fuse wire, and the radius of cross section of the fuse wire is R. Then the surface area of fuse wire. Surface area of fuse wire is 2 pi R. Now heat produced per unit time is H is equal to Q by T. that is Q means I square RT by T cancel, then H is equal to I square R. That is heat produced per unit time. That must be what you write, I square into, what is the R value? Rho L by pi R square. It is equation. Here H naught is the heat loss per unit surface area of a fuse wire. Then H is equal to Q by 2 pi R L. This is the heat loss per unit surface area per unit time. Then heat radiated per unit time, that is Q by T is equal to what you write? H naught into 2 pi R L. It is equation 2. From 1 and 2, this is also we can represent a Q by T, no? That's why both are equating. That is I square rho L by pi R square is equal to H naught into 2 pi R L. Then what we can say, L get cancelled. What we have now, H naught is equal to, that is pi square I square rho by, now 2 into pi square R cube. We know that according to Newton's law of heating, law of cooling, Newton's law of cooling, that is what we say, H naught is directly proportional to rise in temperature or fall in temperature delta theta. That's why we can say simply theta. That means H naught is equal to K into theta. That is the rate of loss of heat is proportional to temperature difference between the surrounding and this system. H naught equal to K theta. Now equating these two, 3 and 4. Then what we get, that is K theta is equal to I square rho by 2 pi square R cube. That means I square is equal to, now here K theta by rho into pi square R cube. Here these terms becomes a constant, then I square is proportional to R cube. Here I is proportional to R power of 3 by 2. Here we can see that the current in the fuse wire, the current is proportional to the R power of the radius of the fuse wire of power 3 by 2. Now here theta is the rise in temperature, then the theta is, you can see in the term, when theta is entered the term, there is no L. That means the rise in temperature is independent of the length of the conductor. Theta is independent of the length of the conductor. We are going to discuss the important points of electric power. Here first point, first note 1 like that. Note 1. What we say? If the resistance are connected in a series, if the resistance are connected in series, connected in series. Connected in series means I is same, I is constant. I is constant means what is the formula of power? Power is equal to I square R. Then P is proportional to R. Similarly, according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. That means V is proportional to R. You can see that if the resistance are connected in series, the power and voltage or potential consumed more for the larger resistance. For the larger resistance. Now, if the resistance are connected in parallel, resistance are connected in parallel. Resistance are connected in parallel. What now? That means resistance are connected in parallel means the potential difference is same. Is the same. That means which formula we can use it? P is equal to V square by R. Keep in your mind. For current is same means P is equal to I square R. Potential same means V square by R. Then what do you say? P is proportional to 1 by R. And I is equal to V by R. Then I is proportional to 1 by R. You can see that. If the resistance are connected in parallel, the power and the current consumed will be more for smaller resistance. For small resistance is consumed will be more. Now what do we say? Here the power consumption is more when the resistance are connected in series for the larger resistance. Resistance are connected in parallel for a smaller resistance. That means in the two ways, that means the power consumption is more for larger resistance if the resistance are connected in series. For smaller resistance if the resistance are connected in parallel. Now go to second note. Note 2. Note 2. If a resistance R under a potential difference V, then the power dissipated is P is equal to V square by R. V is for same potential, the resistance is changed from R to R by N. R to R by N. Then the power radiates, power consumed or power dissipate, P dash is equal to, then what you say? V square by R by N. From R to R. Then P dash is equal to, what do we say? N into V square by R. That P dash is equal to N into P. That means for the same potential, the resistance is changed from R to R by N. Then the power will be changes from P to N times of its original power. That means R resistance is changed from R to R by N. Then power is changes from P to NP. Now we are going to third note. Note 3. Third, that is, if N equal resistance are connected in series with voltage source V, then the power dissipated will be P is equal to V square by R. R means how many equal resistance? N equal resistance, NR. That is in the series. If the same resistors are connected in parallel with the same voltage source, then the power dissipated. But when N resistors are connected in parallel, that is PP is equal to V square by, but N resistors are connected in parallel means what? R by N. Then what do you say that? PP is equal to N into V square by R. Then can take the ratio PS by PP is equal to, what we can say, that this is V square by NR by N into V square by R. Then cancel. What is that? PS by PP is equal to power dissipated, the ratio of power dissipated in series to power dissipated in parallel is equal to 1 by N square. That we say PP by PS is equal to N square. Now going to third node is a fourth node, very important. If the resistance of the given electrical appliance is constant. Why? Because of, we know in the bulbs we can see that they clearly mentioned about that the wattage, that means power consumption of the bulb, watts, in terms of what, 100 watts, 60 watts, like that. That means the electrical resistance of the electrical appliance is constant. That means R is equal to specified voltage by and current. R is equal to V by I. That means we know that the power, that is the power W is equal to wattage is equal to specified voltage into current. This is belongs to the electrical appliance, is already fixed, that is 60 watt, 220 volts, like that they mentioned, because of the specified values already fixed for the electrical appliance. Then what do you write? I is equal to Vs by W. I is equal to W by Vs. Then we substituted R is equal to the resistance of the electrical appliance is R is equal to, what do we say, Vs square by W. This is because of we are substituted here. Now we want to the, here we can see about the voltage applied and voltage specified is both are different. Voltage specified means it's clearly mentioned in the electrical appliance. That means the power consumption in that circuit of electrical appliance is P is equal to VA square by R. VA square is the applied potential. That is the power consumption is VA square by the resistance of the electrical appliance. Resistance of the electrical appliance is Vs square by W. That means P is equal to VA by Vs square whole square into W. This is a very important. Most of the question in the powers problem, in electrical power problem, based on this concept. Now we are going to discuss combination of electrical appliance or bulbs. You can say electrical appliance, we can take bulbs. That means combination of electrical appliance. It's a very important for board point of view. In 2011, the question will ask in the one set 5 marks. See, now first one, bulbs are electrical appliance. Bulbs are connected in series. That is the series combination of electrical appliance or series combination of bulbs. If the bulbs or electrical appliance are connected in series, means the current flows through the bulbs or electrical appliance is same. Current is same means the power consumed or power dissipates P is equal to I square R. That is P is proportional to R in the series combination. Now potential is equal to IR. then V is proportional to R. That means in a series combination of electrical appliance, the power and voltage consumed will be more for the larger resistance. Now let us consider, now we are going to explain. For larger resistance, the power and the voltage will be consumed more. Now let us consider two bulbs are connected in series as shown in figure, are applying the same voltage V. This is the power of this bulb is P1, the power of this bulb is P2, the different powers. Then the applied voltage is V. Then the P1 is equal to V square by R1 after the resistance is R1. And P2 is equal to V square by R2. Then these are connected in series. These are connected in series means the resistance are connected in series means Rs is equal to what we say, R1 plus R2. Then in the series combination, the power dissipated is equal to V square by Rs. Then Ps is equal to V square by Rs. Rs means what? R1 plus R2. That means Ps, it's a reverse it. What we get? 1 by Ps is equal to R1 plus R2 by V square. Now split the denominator. 1 by Ps is equal to R1 by V square plus R2 by V square. Now we can say about that P1 is equal to V by R1. Then 1 by P1 is equal to what do we say? R1 by V square. That implies 1 by P2 is equal to what do we say? R2 by V square. Then we substitute 1 by Ps is equal to then 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2. This is for two bulbs or two electrical appliances are connected in series. The resultant power, the effective power in the series combination is P1 P2 by P1 plus P2. Very important for objective point of view also. Now if n electrical appliances or n bulbs are connected in series of different powers, then what we say? 1 by Ps is equal to 1 by P1 plus 1 by P2 plus dash 1 by Pn. This is, that means the effective power in the series combination is lesser than the individual power. Lesser than the individual power. If n equal resistance of electrical appliances are connected in the series combination with the same potential, then the power dissipated in the series combination Ps is equal to V square by Nr. This is very important. Now we are going to discuss bulbs or electrical appliances are connected in parallel. Bulbs or electrical appliances are connected in parallel. Here, if bulbs or electrical appliances are connected in parallel, in the parallel combination, what happened here? You can see that if the electrical appliances or bulbs are connected in parallel, then the potential V is same. Then potential V say means power dissipates P is equal to V square by R. That means P is proportional to 1 by R. That then V is equal to IR. I is equal to V by R. Then I is proportional to 1 by R. That means in the parallel combination of electrical appliance, the power and the current consumed will be more for a smaller resistance, reciprocal. That is the inversely proportional. The resistance will be small, the power and the current consumption will be more. Now we can take derive that formula of effective power in the parallel combination of electrical appliance. Let us consider two bulbs are connected in parallel. For the same potential, we can apply the same potential like this. The power of it is P1 and the resistance of this bulb is R1. P2 and resistance is R2. Then V potential is applied across to it. Then in the parallel, that is the P1 is equal to what you say, V square by R1. P2 is equal to what you say, V square by R2. Then now the resistance are connected in parallel. That means RP is equal to R1 plus R2. Then what we say that the power dissipated in the parallel combination of electrical appliance PP is equal to then V square by RP. That is PP is equal to V square by RP. In parallel combination. That is 1 by RP is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by RP in the parallel combination. Then V square 1 by RP. 1 by RP means 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Then PP is equal to what we say? V square by R1 plus V square by R2. Then PP is equal to what we say? P1 plus P2. That means the effective power of the electrical appliance are connected in parallel, then it is greater than the individual power. That means here PP is equal to P1 plus P2. Then we are connected in N electrical appliance of powers is P1 comma P2 comma dash 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 Pn. Then in the parallel combination, the effective power PP is equal to P1 plus P2 plus dash 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 Pn. If N equal resistance of electrical appliance are connected in parallel, then the power dissipated in the parallel combination is PP equal to V square by N equal resistance means N R by N. Then what do you say? N into V square by R. This is in the parallel combination. In parallel grouping of bulbs across a given source of voltage, greater wattage will give more bright and allows the more current through it, but it have low resistance of the same potential difference across to it. That means in the parallel grouping of bulbs, greater wattage of bulbs will give the more bright because of it follows the more current, but the resistance of greater wattage have the lesser resistance is must then apply the same potential. Very, very important for objective point of view, that line, because of greater wattage of bulb which give the more brightness, and that greater one have must be lesser resistance. That is must. That is important. Now we are going to discuss another one. It's a very important time. If T1 comma T2 are the time taken by time taken by two different coils producing same heat, then same potential difference. If they connected in series, it's produce the same heat. If what we say, that means heat producing H1 is equal to what we say, same potential will be same. That's why we can use the potential formula, V square by R1 into T1. H2 is equal to what we say, V square by R2 into T2. Because of this, given to different coils, their resistance will be different. Same potential, that time, their heat. But what the condition they given? H1 is equal to H2. Because of it's produce the same heat. Then H1 is equal to H2 means what? V square by R1 T1 is equal to V square by R2 T2. Then V square cancel. Then R2 is equal to what we say that is R1 by T1 into T2. Now they are connected in the series. It's producing the same heat. That means in the series combination, then there must be same heat will be produces. Then HS is series combination. In the formula of same potential means V square by RS into TS, because of time period in the series combination, is equal to then V square by R1 T1 is equal to V square by R2 T2. Then in the series combination of resistance, RS is equal to R1 plus R2. Then we substituted V square by R1 plus R2 into TS is equal to, you can take the one any relation, these are this. Then V square by R1 into T1. V square cancel. That is TS by R1 plus R2 is equal to T1 by R1. Now we know the R2 value, we substitute that. Then TS is equal to, that what we get? Now R1 plus R1 by T1 into T2 is equal to T1 by R1. Now see R2 value is substituted. Then TS by, take common R1, what you get? 1 plus T2 by T1 into T1 by R1. R1 cancel. TS is equal to, take LCM, T1 plus T2 into by T is equal to T1. Then cross multiplication. TS is equal to T1 into T1 plus T2 by T1. T1 cancel. Then in the series combination, the time period is T1 plus T2 in the series combination. Now we are going to discuss same, but the coils are connected in the parallel. The coils are connected in parallel combination. Now what is the time period? See, if T1 comma T2 are the time taken by two different coils producing the same heat and the same potential difference, if they are connected in parallel, it's producing same heat. Then same formula, same. Then what we say that is V only they are given, V, that same potential, that is H1 is equal to V square by R1 T1. Then what the next? H2 is equal to V square R2 into T2. Then what we can say that H1 is equal to same heat produced, that is V square by R1 into T1 is equal to V square by R2 into T2. V square cancel. Then R square is equal to what we say that R1 by T1 into T2. This is. Now the coils are connected in what? Parallel. That is, heat produced is same in the parallel is equal to heat produced of first coil, second coil. Both are equal. Then HP. That means coils are connected in parallel. What is the heat produced? Potential will be same. That is RP into TP is equal to here V square by R1 into T1. Now, what is RP? RP is what? V square, first V square cancel. That is TP by RP is equal to T1 by R1. Now here, in the parallel combination of the resistance formula, 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Then we substitute what we got. TP into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 is equal to then T1 by R1. Here R2 value substituted here, then TP is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R1 T2 by T1 is equal to T1 by R1. Now here, what is that? TP is equal to TP into 1 by R1 common, TP in by R1 common, then what remaining? 1 plus T1 by T2 is equal to T1 by R1. R1 cancel. Then TP is equal to TP into LCM T1 plus T2 by T2 is equal to T1. Then TP is equal to what you say? T1 T2 by T1 plus T2. This is the parallel combination, because T1 T2 of time taken by the two different coils producing same heat, but they are connected in parallel means TP, the time taken, how much time will take the same heat produced means T1 T2 by T1 plus T2. This is a very shortcut. And in series combination means the TS is equal to T1 plus T2. Thank you.